But I think we also spoke about what should leaders be doing now over the next couple of weeks to get to the point of making sure that they're moving in the right direction. And we spoke about the idea of mission command, about being able to set short-term missions. What is it your company should be doing for the next 3 or 4 weeks? That needs to come from leadership. That's going to be really hard at the moment because of uncertainty. But you have to kind of set, you don't have to get it perfect, but you do have to do it first. Set a direction that you want your organization to go over the next couple of weeks and make sure everybody knows what that direction is. That gives everybody some place to focus on. So the leader then has time to then focus on, well, what comes after the next 2 or 3 weeks? What should be the second month or the third month? Because this is going to go on and on. This isn't like a couple of weeks and then we all go back to business.
Well, everybody thinks it's a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so those who realize that it's not a next couple of weeks, that it's a new normal, those are the ones who are going to start having an advantage. But I think the first thing to do is to communicate. And we said, what's the leaders need to do? Communicate, communicate, and communicate. Once you do that, you give your people a focus to aim on. And whilst they're focusing on that, you can measure them against, are you moving us towards our short-term mission? If they are, you can then start working on what the second part of that mission is. So I think what we want to do was look at those two aspects, short-term and medium-term.
Short-term and medium-term. So obviously the short-term goal is how do we all get through this crisis. The medium-term is how do we adapt to this new norm, or how do we embrace the change that's been forced? Because for example, forcing everybody to work remotely is forcing us to find mechanisms for efficiency while we're not able to get together. So then the question is, do we all want to go back to getting together all the time? Yes, okay, as humans we need to interact and we need social environments and so on. So what's actually being forced is the fact that we can't go back to our previous behavior of, okay, yeah, we didn't do this well remotely, so let's get everybody together again and talk this through, right? So we'll be forced to find ways to be efficient through remote channels, which is interesting. So if we find that, and the companies that are good at finding that, all of a sudden we have this new norm that has a huge potential to bring cost savings and a new cost structure to an organization. The other thing that it's forcing is the reliance on control. I can't control people unless I get them all together in one physical space. These are the principles of old management models, hierarchical control, matrix management. I give you a task, I manage you through KPIs and so on. These are all structures, models where the manager or the director or the tyrant in some cases is policing and managing people to eliminate bad behavior. And the incentive there is to get around the rules. Whereas if we're trusting people with a task and saying, guys, our mission is this, we have to come together to do this even though we can't come together, then we're trusting people that they'll complete the task on their own at a pace and deliver a particular quality. And again, why do we need to go back to that old control structure if we've achieved that in this new model? So these are the imperatives.
Yeah, big if at the moment.
Exactly.
There's a thing there, you spoke about efficiency, I think that's one part, but I think the opportunity here is effectiveness. Now we know in Russian that they're the same word, but they are very different things. The efficiency is just about doing whatever it is that you're doing better. But effectiveness is about doing better things. What we may discover when you're letting your people go, if you don't have too much control over them, you may discover ways of operating and working you hadn't even thought of before. And it's not you as a leader, it's going to be your teams. Because your teams are a network. They're networked to other networks. They will now be more connected to other people. They may even be working more because they're not going to be spending time commuting to the office and back from the office. They're not going to be spending half an hour deciding who they're going to go to lunch with and then focusing after lunch. People are going to be potentially more productive even though they're not working as many hours. That may give them more time to be more connected to other people. So you may start to see, we spoke about this as well, about turning stocks of knowledge. So people have knowledge, but it doesn't really flow through the organization. Now that might start to flow. We may start to discover things in organizations that you never thought of before. And that's where you don't want to control the interactions because you're limiting it. You need to control the boundaries. You need to turn around and say, okay, we don't want to go beyond this. This is our focus. Within that, you should be given the autonomy to try and find the way forward. So that's probably going to be quite an important area.